Hey guys, so I'm just preparing dinner and I'm making sweet potatoes, vegetables for myself, and sweet potatoes and chicken strips for my boyfriend. So I'm going to show you guys how I cut or how I cook my sweet potatoes. I'm actually not baking them, so I'm going to show you guys what I do. Alright, so I peel the potatoes and I then cut them in circles like this. So I want them to be about this thick. So I just cut them like so. Alright, so once you've cut the full potato, just set aside pieces so they're not in the way. I then cut the potato in 4. And I like the pieces to be not too big, so then I cut them in half again. You can leave them thicker if you want. I like mine to be not as mushy, so that's why I cut them smaller. So I guess you could cut these like maybe in 6 instead of 4. Yeah, you could do that instead. This is how I make my sweet potatoes, I would say, like 90% of the time. Alright, so I use this thing. Let me show you. So I use this, it's a Tefal Actifry, and it looks like this. You have this here at the back, and it's just a power, like on off, and a timer. That's it, it looks like this. So this is what the inside looks like, and I just put my sweet potatoes in there. So I'm gonna cut 3 potatoes, and I put some of this. This is Herbamare, and it is natural fine sea salt infused with organic fresh herbs and vegetables. So grandma, this is what I use in recipes. My grandma always asks what this is, so this is what it is, grandma. So now I'm just going to finish cutting the potatoes and I'll show you guys what I do next. So every time I cut a potato, I'm going to put a bit of this on it. Someone else was murdered. I always have CP24 on, which is Toronto's like breaking news station, so pretty much just show like news. I guess it's like CNN, but it's just like for the Toronto and surrounding area. So I just finished my third week of my new job, and that's pretty exciting. So far it's going pretty well. I don't mind it. So I work in a financial firm, so we do like accounting, taxes, financial planning. We do like retirement and RSPs and RDSPs and that kind of stuff, and I'm the administrative assistant at that firm. So I'm taking this once more and putting some butter and then olive oil. Bit of this. So you only need like a tablespoon, but since I have quite a few, I put a little bit. So you really don't need a lot of oil for this machine. It's not a deep fryer, so it uses air. So I'll show you what it looks like inside. So back here it gets really hot, like it gets red, it gets really hot, and it pushes air into this machine, and it cooks my potatoes. So all I do is plug this in, and then I turn it on, and I set it for 35 minutes, and sometimes it takes a little longer and sometimes it takes less time. It just depends on how big you cut your potatoes, and how you like them. If you like them more cooked or more mushy, it's just up to you. This is what it looks like inside. It just turns in there, and that's what it does for 35 minutes. Now I am making homemade chicken strips for my boyfriend, or like chicken fingers, I guess. Kids would really like these. I said for my boyfriend because I'm a vegetarian and I will not be having any of these, but I do make meat for him. I mean, I'm a vegetarian, but I understand that he needs to get his protein somehow, and I respect his choices just like he respects mine, and that's how we make it work. So you could definitely make these in bulk. I mean, you could make some for the entire week. You can make some for like more people. I just make one chicken breast at a time because he's only one person and he's only gonna need some for dinner today. So that's what I'm gonna do. First I do is cut the fat. If there's like any extra fat, I like to take it off. And let me be honest here, I don't really like playing with chicken like this, but you know, someone has to do it, and since I'm the cook here, I'm the one who gets to do it. I just cut my chicken flat. This is boneless, skinless chicken breast, and I just lay it flat. I find that if I lay it on the side where the bone was, this is the side where the bone was and that's facing up, I find that's easier to cut. So I just cut it in strips, and you can cut the strips however wide you like. It usually makes 4 to 5 strips per chicken breast. Alright, so this one made 4 strips. This is what you will need for the next step, and that is 1 egg, seasoned salt, breadcrumbs, and Mrs. Dash seasoning. You'll actually need 2 bowls for this. So one of your bowls will have the egg in it, and the other bowl will have this mix that we're about to make. We're gonna use breadcrumbs, and I don't really measure, I just eye it out for however much I think that it will take. You know, I want to make sure that all the chicken is covered. Then I use some Mrs. Dash seasoning, just a bit to mix it in there. Some seasoned salt. Okay, so it looks like this, and I'm just going to mix it around. You can use a spoon for this if you like, but this will do. Then I'm going to break the egg. I'm going to mix it. Okay, so first thing, you're going to take one of your chicken pieces and you're going to put it in your egg. This is kind of hard, slippery, but you know. And then you're going to put that in your breadcrumbs and shake it around in there to get the breadcrumbs all over. And I usually just take it and roll it around, and that's it. 1. So you repeat that for all pieces, and the egg, and the breadcrumbs. And the reason that I use eggs is just so that the breadcrumbs stay on the chicken. And there you have it. 4 perfect chicken strips, and I know exactly what are in these. You know, they're not frozen, it's real chicken that I just bought yesterday, so I know that it's fresh. My boyfriend always says that these are really good, so you should try them out for yourself. First thing you do is put your olive oil in your pan, and if you can hear me, it's because my mom's on FaceTime, and if you can hear like noise in the back. And then I'm going to turn this on to heat up my pan with the oil in it. You don't need too much oil. I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons.